Hello once again everybody, I'm Jake Luce and welcome to my video coaching newsletter. The title of today's video coaching newsletter is College Recruiting Realities. Today what I'm going to do is do something a little bit different. I want to shed some light on the facts behind this college recruiting thing and some numbers that you really need to know whether or not you're a parent or a prospect. Some good facts to know for today. So I have a quote, I'm going to read it, and then we will get you guys out of here. And the quote says, "Here's the reality of the situation you're in. There are over 500,000 seniors in the country playing high school baseball this year. 2% of those guys will ever get to put on a uniform for a Division I program. Keep in mind, I'm not talking about the guys that will be on scholarship. I'm talking about players that simply will get to put the uniform on. Prospects and parents need to understand that this is a very important question that needs to be answered before pursuing or diving into college recruiting at all. That question is, am I in the top 2 to 5% in the entire country? If you really believe that you're already there, that's awesome. Good for you. Keep doing your thing. The majority of us, however, are not in the top 5%. I sure as heck wasn't. For me, the first step was definitely admitting that I might need some help in the college recruiting process. And fortunately, my dad helped me, and I had a lot of people along the way, coaches that participated in interviews, just at the very last second was able to get my name out there, but it doesn't always end up all sunshine and rainbows. Confucius said, real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. So let me stress to you again, I was not in the top 5%. I was the guy that, had to fight every single day that I was on the field. In the weeks leading up to the draft and after several pro workouts, there was a lot of scouts that told me, I can't draft you because you don't project. You don't have any projectability. In other words, my ceiling wasn't high enough. They didn't think that I had a chance to help the club at the, or help a club at the major league level. And so looking back on it, I'm very happy with the way that I handled that situation because, as a 19-year-old kid, you get told no so many times and it's tough to work through that. But I didn't argue. I didn't complain. I simply understood what the scouts were saying and I searched out, different venues that I could take in order to become successful. And all of this extra noise and this extra negativity, it didn't stop me from pursuing my goals. In fact, it did the opposite. It motivated me and served as fuel to that internal fire that I could really make my dream become a reality despite what the people in positions of power had to say. I wanted to play at the best level in the world. I wanted to play in the big leagues. And as of now, it hasn't happened yet. But another big thing was I wanted to sign with a major league organization. And I was able to do that, in 2015 with the Baltimore Orioles, gave me an opportunity and things went well there, but just didn't end up working out. I guess it's been four plus years now after those scouts told me that, they couldn't draft me. I always had this ability to set my goals really high. And I didn't care how far-fetched they seemed, to outsiders. You have to understand, I was 5'10", 170 pounds coming out of high school. My future, did not look very bright whatsoever. But you know what? I still made it. One of the primary reasons that I made it was because I understood what my reality was. I didn't shy away from it. I didn't throw a pity party or blame anybody else. I really understood it. I found different routes and different venues, in order to get, which was to play with a major league organization or play with a big league organization. I didn't blame anybody else. I understood it. I found a different route, like I said, and, I had to do what I had to do in order to get to where I wanted to get to. So as a prospect, you have to know what you're going to do. You have to know what your reality is, when every single coach passes on you, despite that exasperating amount of money that your parents paid for a showcase or a private workout or whatever the case may be. It's not a matter of if adversity will strike, it's when. And so again, this doesn't mean that we approach college recruiting with a negative or fear-based mindset. It actually means the complete opposite. You go into it with an abundance mentality. It only takes really one person to change your attitude, and that's you. So if you can change this and control this, then you have a chance to be successful. So I preach this to our prospects all the time. Why are you nervous before upcoming games? In the brain, the same types of chemicals that are released when you get nervous are the same ones that release when you get excited. So instead of saying I'm nervous, just say I'm excited. Go have fun and know that you're the best player on the field, even when your mind tells you otherwise. It's almost as if, you have to trick yourself into believing in yourself. Now, if you can implement this mentality as a high school or JUCO athlete, you'll be leaps and bounds ahead of your competition because you're better, more prepared than them mentally. So knowing you're smarter than your opponent is one of the most empowering things in the world. And with that said, I'm kind of out of breath here. Be sure to click the Become a Prospect link above or below this video to get your college recruiting process started today. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Twitter by typing Luce Prospect Group into the search bar. And with that said, I almost got through it. And with that said, we'll talk to you guys soon.